Thank you, Edgar. Congratulations, Coach. Can you speak about the resilience of this team in the second half, having all the whole stadium and the whole Chicago team trying to score the equalizer and finding a way to put the game away from the local team? Can you talk about those minutes that were really tough in the team?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats here and from a possession standpoint, passes and crosses and things, Chicago dominated in a lot of those areas, which is fine with us. And it was nice to see us have that resiliency and get back to being tough to score on. And I think we got away from that a little bit in the last two games. I thought we really looked after each other. We defended the box well against a very potent attack, especially in the box with Kai and some bigger bodies and very good service. So yeah, I think our structure, our mentality defensively was better than I saw in the last two games, and more like the team that we were. When we are tough to break down and before we gave up all these goals on this road trip.
I'll toss it over to Dustin with Bayou City Soccer. Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben.
Dustin, how are you, man?
Good, man. Hey, you talked the other day about regrouping, that the 3-0 loss Saturday wasn't as bad as it seemed. What did you kind of see from that game that led you to think that this performance then was possible just a few days later?
Well, we go watch the film. We dissect it and we try to take some of the emotion out of it. I've been on record saying how poor the referee was. I'm not a blame the referee coach, but every now and then, it's just what it is. He had a poor night, and I thought there were two soft penalty kicks, so I take some of that out of the equation. And then we give one up on a set piece, and so at a run of play, there wasn't a lot more from a very tough team in St. Louis, and we actually also when you watch it back, there was a lot of good opportunities for us in their final third to get looks, and we just weren't sharp on the night. We looked tired. Again, this is going to Vancouver, having some plane trouble there, going to St. Louis, now coming to Chicago straight. This has been a tough stretch for these guys, and I'm really proud that they were able to get the mentality right tonight, and see us through to the semifinals.
You mentioned it a little there, but just as a coach, what does that mean to you to see the reaction of those guys? They lose 6-2, 3-0, then come out today and put out a 4-1 win on the road. What does that say about just the group in that locker room?
Well, listen, as a coach, you don't want slides. You don't want down. You don't want three losses in a row and four, and then it hurts. And when you give up that many goals, I don't care how good you played, it's still not a lot of fun. And it's easy to go into a little bit of a shell and not have the confidence to come out here and do what they did tonight. So it says we have some resiliency and we have some chops and we have some players that have been around the block, and they're not too concerned about in the end, they understand it's two losses in a row, but to two tough teams on the road in the MLS. It's happened before. It happens a lot. Most teams don't win on the road. So you have to keep some of this stuff in perspective and preach that to the guys. And but credit them for having the right mentality to finish off this road trip with a win after two tough losses.
And just one more from me. I think it was after the Austin game. I asked you about Quinones and kind of his development. And you were talking about how he was growing and how he was being coached. Just your thoughts on his performance today, getting his first goal.
Yeah, it was no doubt. Take the goal away from it. It was a reward in some ways for just a really good performance. Simplifying his game and boiling it down to areas where he can have success and driving that home to him. I thought a lot of that stuff came out tonight, and he offensively, it was obvious what he's got real pace, he's got real quality, technical ability. His talent is scary, but he also gave a real shift on the defensive end, and he's constantly back in the right spot, constantly helping match the numbers down the flank, and so that two-way player that now gives us real speed and some of the attacking qualities that he has. It's really nice to see him improving, and it's really exciting from a coaching standpoint to watch a kid grow. And to credit the staff, they've worked a lot with him. The players have worked with him because they see how talented he is, and they know, and we know he can help us. It's just about really him with the professionalism and figuring out how to impact games.
Thanks, Ben, and safe trip back home.
Thank you.
We'll go over to a few questions here at SeaGeek Stadium. We'll start with Jorge. Go ahead.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Hey, pal.
Another road win via Open Cup. 2 losses in a row. Like you said, you don't want a third loss in a very important competition that you take very serious, and the team has as well. I mean, continue speaking on what else did it mean to you?
Well, I think when we came here, we wanted to change the culture a little bit, wins help change your culture, right? You can talk about everything else and infrastructure and how we do things in the locker room, but it's really about winning games. And so whether it's the Open Cup or regular season, any win helps our organization and our team. So it's, we don't have the luxury, I think, to, not take the Open Cup in a way that can help us, and both mentally and from the organizational standpoint and winning. And so it was, as you said, it was great to stop the slide of 2 games. But it's nice advance in the semifinals. Put yourself in a spot. You're 2 games away from a trophy. It won't be easy. Every round gets more difficult because teams bring their best. But we're thrilled to be one of the remaining 4 teams.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about the Open Cup till August 23rd. You'll find out your opponent tomorrow after tomorrow's result. But you also have LAFC this Saturday. They play tomorrow in the regular season, and then you go once again away on the 14th. Then you finally have a break. Having all these players, how much does it help you?
Well, as much as they're every 2 days playing a game is tough, and on the staff and the players, but it's great because you're forced to use a lot of different players, and which forces you to increase your depth, and we're going to need that over the next couple weeks until we get a little bit of a exhale. As you said, 2 LAFCs, never easy, obviously, and San Jose and Austin. We have real teams every weekend, and so we're going to need all the depth that that has helped us in this Open Cup, and looking forward to it. But LAFC it's still a quick turnaround. It's not like we have a week to sit on this. We enjoy it tonight. We'll rest. We'll get back home tonight, which will be nice for everybody. We'll get away from each other because we're kind of sick of each other after this long road trip. He's laughing at. And then we'll get back to work Thursday, and all focus will be on LAFC. We know how good they are, but we'll patch them up and give it our best shot.
Once again, great win.
Thanks.
Adnan, go ahead.
Sorry, Adnan Basic from the Cup US. I just want to ask about 2 key points of the game. First of all, how important was it to get that early goal to jump in front, especially in front of the sort of crowd you have tonight?
Yeah, it took a little sting out of the crowd, but for a small crowd, they had a real impact tonight. They were loud, and they actually put together a nice atmosphere for the home team. The referee, I thought, did a good job tonight. I don't know. You watch it back. I don't know whether some of those calls could have went their way or our way. I don't know. We'll have to watch it back. But we're just happy to advance. Good atmosphere, tough team, and but they're, I got a lot of respect for Frank and what he's going to do here with this club.
And then just asking about at halftime, you guys had played well in the first half, went up 2-0, but then conceded off that set piece kind of against the run of play. What was the match like at halftime with kind of rally the troops?
Well, it was more of it wasn't, it was twofold. It was one dealing with their left side that was haunting us, and the overload. It was hard to match that, match their numbers, and they were getting in behind and getting service. And if you do that against them, you're cooked. So we dodged a couple bullets in that first half, and I think we did a better job in the second half. Tried to fix that at halftime, but it was a scrappy game. The field's not perfect, but so that lends to more duels and 50-50s, and it becomes a little bit more of a true cup game, a true fight. And we just had to make sure that we were up to that, and the guys did fine with the battle itself. Some of the physicality, I thought they did a better job of collectively defending, dealing with the set pieces, dealing with Kai in the box. All that stuff got better in the second half. So, and then our transition was good. Seeing out goals in the run of play for us has been, it's been better as of late, as the last 4 games. But scoring goals in the run of play, in transition, final ball, that's haunted us at times, and it was nice to score a bunch of goals tonight.
Thank you very much.
Good, thanks.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll upload players.